Clemson's offense. Let's start with the offense, okay? I want to start with DJ and the offense and the Clemson offense coming into this game because I think they played pretty solid. I like some of the play calling that we saw tonight. I think we saw a little bit of more of creative playbook tonight. You guys can comment on that in a second, but I think it was a little bit more of a creative offensive approach tonight. I saw some plays that, I felt like we're kind of opening things up. I don't know if that's because of the Notre Dame game last week or Dabo's really putting pressure on those coordinators to really get creative. I don't know what it was, but I think the offensive approach tonight was good. I mean, Maffa. I mean, you guys see Maffa tonight, bro. That dude is a grown man. Like that dude, wow. Like I watched several of Maffa's runs tonight, and I was just like, wow, dude. Like that dude is. I mean, I remember what he got stood up at like for a 5-yard gain, and then went on to get a first down. Like I think he got like 12 yards on the play. It was crazy. The guy never quits. He's a load to tackle. Will Shipley kind of looks like a guy that like he's like a hairline away from like breaking one. Like every time he gets the ball, almost he gets like tripped up at the last second. I think DJ like he made some not so great throws tonight, but then like DJ has these flashes that if you watch the game that he just like he makes a throw and you're like, wow, like there it is. Like that's what the coaches see. That's what the scouts see. That's what everybody talks about when it comes to DJ and his arm, because he'll make a couple throws in a game and you're just like, man, dude, like if he could just become more consistent, he'd be that guy. Like he'd be that guy in college football. What was your guys' thoughts on the offense tonight?
I thought they did pretty good.
Go ahead, DeAndre.
I thought they did pretty good. What was up with Parks tonight? I saw he wasn't playing right guard. Everybody know?
He's hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Okay. Well, make a long story short, I think we. Okay. I think the running game was really, really good. I thought DJ played very good, but I know that I think some of the play callers, like on that zone read where he was supposed to take off a run, like a quarterback sweep, I thought it was too slow of a play for him to do. I know he's had success with it against Florida State and a couple other teams, but I don't think that it worked too well tonight. I think that play calling really got him on those. But other than that, and I like using the smaller receivers. I saw Spector and Wheels Williams out there a lot to combine together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Antonio Williams is a guy. Antonio Williams played great tonight. Brenningstool had a couple of good plays. Davis Allen had a couple of good catches. They were using the tight ends in the running game. Go ahead, Jordan. Your thoughts on the offense?
Yeah. Overall, a solid performance. I think DJ played. Yeah, I think DJ played fine. Definitely that the fumble wasn't great. He kept his he kept the ball low and allowed the defender to poke the ball out. But he had some nice throws. I thought he did some good things in the run game, especially early on. Offensive line, I thought they played solid, especially in the run game. Pass protection at times was good, but they still had their lapses, and a couple of false start penalties. But that's kind of been a somewhat of a recurring issue at times. But I think it was a solid day. It was a nice bounce back performance. Some frustrating. I think my biggest frustration was the turnovers. The turnovers sucked. And they were by your biggest playmakers on offense. Shipley fumbled twice, Antonio Williams fumbled, and then obviously DJ had had that fumble. So it just you can't have that. This team has been coughing the ball up a lot these last 3 games, and they really need to clean that. Ball security is huge because Clemson might be able to get away with that in this last stretch of games, but when it comes to the ACC championship game and whatever happens beyond that, when you're playing better opponents, you can't cough the ball up as much as you are. But it's hard to bag on Williams too much, because that's like that fumble was like his first mistake ever. It seems like guy just he does whatever he's asked, and he does it at a very high level. But Shipley's got to hold on to the ball. But I'll give him some slack, because one, he was hurt, and two, can we talk about that hurdle? That touchdown?
Yes. Yes, we absolutely can. We can talk about this Will Shipley hurdle. If this doesn't end up on ESPN Sports Center as like one of the top plays of the weekend, I don't know what's going on. I saw a crazy catch from a Notre Dame wide receiver early on.
The Braden Lindsey catch.
Today. It was crazy.
Because he caught it behind the dude's back.
And then kind of ripped it out. So that was crazy. But Will Shipley literally hurdled a guy and then blew through like two defenders coming down on him and just ran it to the end zone. One of the greatest plays I've seen, I think. That's gonna be a play that we remember from Will Shipley for a long time, just because of the athleticism that he displayed on that play. It was great. But yes, he did let the ball get away from him a couple times tonight. A couple times he kind of recovered it back himself. He did lose that one fumble. He kind of the camera kind of panned to him on the sideline. He was pretty heated about that fumble on the sideline. Probably just mad with himself, disappointed in kind of how he handled that opportunity that he got. Quick question about the offense too, before we kind of get a little further into it or move on to the defense. We brought Cade Klubnik in, and Cade Klubnik's drive ended with a Will Shipley fumble, as we know. We just talked about it. Why did he not come back in for – I mean, I know it was just a handoff and Phil Moffitt took it to the house, but I just wasn't sure why DJ came back into the game at that point in the game. I was just confused by that. If you guys had any thoughts on that? Like, it was confusing to me.
I thought it was too early to put him in because they were up – they're only up 14 at that point.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, there was like 5 minutes to go in the game. And the way our defense was playing, Louisville wasn't gonna score, 2 touchdowns.
That's true. But
I was kind of like you. I was a little surprised to see him in the game. But once you bring him in, why take him back out?
Right.
Like I don't understand what they're doing with this quarterback thing. Like if you're gonna bring Cade in with 5 minutes to go in the game, and you're up 2 scores, then just leave him in the rest of the game. Unless he does something stupid and throws like a pick six or something, and now you're only up 1 score, and like you're kind of like, okay, like I could see it then, but like that didn't happen. Like so.
And the biggest thing is you put him in there. You put him in there and like you don't throw the ball. Like you just put him in there to hand the ball off, and I'm like,
all he did was hand the ball off and then run the ball. He had that one good run.
Yeah, he had a nice
around the side. He had a nice scamper on the right side. But I mean, just like if you're going to put him in, run the offense. Run the offense.
Maybe the way he handed the ball off to simply called the fumble.
Yeah.
Maybe the way he ended off.
I don't think so. No, it was just because Shipley had the ball contained. Like he made a couple of guys miss in the backfield, but they swarmed him, and then that
was on Shipley. It was a good play from the defender, but 2, Will Shipley was getting swarmed in the backfield, and he only had one hand on the ball,
right?
Which is probably not a good choice. And somebody swatted it. You could see the defender when he came around. You saw the defender's arm rip. Like this, and that's what
they were trying to force.
They were trying to force a fumble there, and they did.
Yeah, it was nothing Cade did,
but that was definitely that fumble was 100% on Shipley.
I hated the play call too. But I don't know why they did. If they were going to run, I don't know why you get cute. That sprint draw play. I mean, we call it at some weird times, but
we do.
I don't know.
We make and here's the thing about our play calling. It's like sometimes I'm like in the middle of the game watching it, and I'm like, wow, I really like this play calling right now. And then sometimes we do like weird things like we're talking about, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Like what is going on here? It's inconsistent. Our play calling is very inconsistent. Like sometimes it's just like I like how we have seen some new things and some kind of creative play calling, like even in this game, and then you see some of that boneheaded stuff that we're talking about. But I mean, nobody calls a perfect game, so I get it. It's just
just
did you guys? Stuff. Yeah, it's frustrating. Did you guys see that stat that ESPN was talking about tonight about Clemson's offense?
By the receivers, yeah.
The 100-yard receiver.
The 100-yard receiving game. I did not know that until they pointed it out.
I think the last time we had a 100-yard receiver was it might have been Bo Collins. It was either Bo Collins against Louisville last year. I think he had 100 receiving yards, or I know Nga actually had 100 yards and a 100-yard receiving game against Georgia in the open, but I don't. I don't remember. I think it was one of the two, but they put up the stat that from 2015 to 2020, or 2016 to, I don't remember the time span, but Clemson.
I think it was like 2015 from 2015 to 2020. Every single game that Clemson has played, they've had a 100-yard receiver.
No, it wasn't that. No, we definitely.
It wasn't. We've had
44 games.
44 straight games or something like that.
No, it wasn't straight, but 44 games.
Yeah, it was 2015 and 2022.
Receiver.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, it might. Okay, Edward says 15 to 21, so it might have been. But yeah, we've had 44 games where we.
So within that time period,
game.
And now we haven't had one since.
Yeah. So
that's telling of our offense, and as much as we want to talk about the quarterback positions, that's not just on the quarterback. That's on the receivers. That's on the play callers. That's on everybody on the offensive side of the ball. You can say that's on DJ as much as you want, but DJ does not have Mike Williams catching the ball. DJ does not have, T. Higgins, Deion Kane, Justin Ross. You can name any of the past, Clemson wide receivers. He don't have those guys. Antonio Williams looks to be a guy that can become one of those dudes. But, we've had Ngata on the team for how long? He's never been that guy.
4 years.
4 years? Yeah. He's a senior. He's never been that guy. It just
was interesting. The guy for his career hasn't even got to 1,000 yards. That's ridiculous. I was like, dang, I saw that at the beginning of the season. Like, he got like 400 or 500 yards coming into the season. I said, that's crazy. And much hype as he got as being like, he's supposed to be farther along than Sammy Watkins was. It's amazing that he hasn't produced. The one play I thought he was going to be great at when he was playing Syracuse up in the Dome, when he caught the ball on his back, I thought he was going to be a great one, but him and Frank Latson let us down.
Yeah.
Yep. The wide receivers, just this crop of wide receivers has been just a lot of this is a lot of good, guys that just have not lived up to the billing.
EJ Williams.
Yeah,
EJ Williams. Yeah,
he caught a pass. So that's
he was supposed to be the next coming of
Justin Ross.
Yeah. Justin Ross, right?
Yeah.